So I want you to look at me in the eye and tell me that you don't like things that are covered in chocolate. See, you can't. Well, there might be 3 of you out there that don't like chocolate. In which case, I'm sorry, and this is not the video for you. What's really cool about chocolate is that when you melt it down, you can cover most things in it, as long as they're dry. Chocolate does not stick to wet things. So a few years ago, I went to the Charles Chocolate Factory in Emeryville, not to be confused with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charles makes some really beautiful chocolates, and one of the things that they're famous for are their little nut clusters. And so during the tour, it was super cool because all us lay people got to make our own little clusters and take them home. And the nice thing about Charles is that they had huge vats of perfectly tempered chocolate. They have a special machine and a heating element and the whole thing. But I swore to myself that I would go home and melt chocolate and make my own clusters. It's truly super easy to make nut clusters, and it's a really nice gift to give anyone. Your mom, anybody who mothers you, intentionally or unintentionally, the postman, yourself. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to temper chocolate in the microwave, meaning melt it. You can use most chocolate to temper or to melt and cover things in. I like using semi-sweet chocolate. You can use milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and also you can use solid chocolate. The thing with the solid chocolate though is that you have to break it down into small pieces, and it's much easier if they're all the same size. So guess what is already in small pieces and all the same size? Yes! Chocolate chips! I'm not going to tell you that your store-bought yellow package of chocolate chips isn't okay for the job, because they're delicious and they're fine. You can even melt a chocolate bar as long as you break it up into little pieces. My deal is this though, if I'm going to the trouble of melting this stuff and getting all my ingredients together and making these by hand for someone, I'm going to use my favorite chocolate. And in this case, not a sponsorship, they're not paying me anything, I don't get a lifetime supply of Guittard chocolate. So Guittard's cool. It's just amazing, like just the smell. So these are not Guittard chips. They smell pretty good too, actually. These are Guittard chips. They've been around the Bay Area. They started in San Francisco in 1868. It's a long time. They know their chocolate. And in fact, many chefs around the United States who use chocolate in their kitchens use Guittard chocolate. You can get it online, you can get it at Whole Foods. Again, they're not sponsoring me, but they really should. Yay! We're there, you guys. We're at that point where I still have a couple of chips that are sort of solid, but the bottom of the bowl is hot so that it's going to keep it warm for a few seconds. For a little while. Here's where it can get a little tricky. You have to throw enough nuts in there that you think it's going to cover them, and you can just pull out little clusters and put them on here in this wax paper to set. So whatever, just play with it. You'll get the hang of it once you've done it a couple of times. Pecan clusters. Oh, I hope I didn't put too many in. Anti-AM. So now I'm going to take this spoon and put together some clusters. Again, how big they are too is up to you. Easier said than done. I think it might be easier to use smaller nuts or nuts that aren't whole. Look, Mom, I'm making clusters. They look like little roaches. Don't lick them before you dip them.